Most people don't consider the Cayenne when picking an overlanding vehicle, so today I'm going to tell you why I picked it, what I love about it, and how much it costs to get set up as the perfect overlanding vehicle. The reason I chose the Cayenne originally was for the towing capacity. I needed something to haul the Miata around and the various other cars I go hunt for around the country, and the Cayenne is rated for 7,700 pounds. Even though this is only about half of that, I didn't want to be maxing it out. Like a lot of the other midsize SUVs, the Lexus, the Hondas, whatever, are rated like 3,500 to 5,000, this would be under that, but I'd be right at that max, and I didn't think that would be good for the car. And it just so happened that literally the day that I decided I wanted a Cayenne, my buddy JT, who works at a shop, got a call from a customer who wanted to get rid of theirs for 3,000 bucks, and it seemed like a no-brainer. I'll admit that's an abnormally good deal, but you can still find them for pretty cheap out there. They depreciate like crazy. I absolutely love the Cayenne as a daily driver. There are trade-offs to any setup, but like the pickup with a camper on top, you have a little bit more room like in your camper when you're actually camping, but for daily driving, it would kind of suck. Where this thing, we're only camping maybe once a month, and so daily driving it every day, I would rather have this and then sacrifice on the camping side with the rooftop tent. The rooftop tent is pretty sweet though. At $2,400, it's an investment, but if you are doing road trips where you're setting up in a different place every night, it comes in clutch when you can just like pop the things and you're set up in 30 seconds versus having to like set up your ground tent. I'll take you up there a little bit later on in the video. All right, so I'll show you inside now. So the cool thing about the Cayenne is the seats fold completely flat, and then it gives tons of room for all the stuff, including Mika. We have this little organizer thing here that was like 16 bucks on Amazon, pretty cool. Layla found that. We got our spices in here, various plastic baggies. It just holds all the random stuff. We got Mika's toy. This is where she sits on the road. We have a fire extinguisher down here and our toilet set up. So I'm not sure the exact difference between camping and overlanding, but in my opinion, the electrical setup is kind of the biggest difference, where we could pretty much with this setup go as long as we want to. So we got the 100-watt solar charger that was 215 bucks on Amazon. That charges the 288 watt hour Ninja battery, 150 bucks. And then we use that, of course, to charge camera batteries, laptops, whatever, and power the 36-liter Alpacool cooler, refrigerator. That was 280 bucks on Amazon. So the 36-liter cooler is fantastic, honestly. If you pack it right, it can hold about 5 days worth of groceries for the two of us. We only had to go to the grocery store twice on our 2-week trip, which was awesome. All of these brands are like the cheaper ones on Amazon. You can definitely pay like double, triple for the Dometic. These ones seem fine, honestly. When we're driving, you plug the fridge right into the car, the battery right into the car, and it charges it up. We've never had an issue with running out of power or anything. Then we've got these awesome cube organizers. I think it was like 68 bucks for 4 of them on Amazon. We only got 2 now because we're on a shorter trip, but on our 2-week trip, just fill these with whatever. We got the essentials, the tequila, and avocados, of course, chips and guac. And these are awesome because they zip up and then they're stackable. So you can kind of like mix and match however suits your packing needs. We just went to Goodwill and spent like 20 bucks and got a full kitchen setup, plates, pans, whatever, bowls, all the necessary cooking utensils, camera bag, extra oil and coolant just in case. And then we just use backpacks for our clothes so we can throw these around wherever there's room. We're fully unpacked right now, but when we pack up tomorrow, I'll show you what it's like in there. And there's actually tons of room for the dog and all of our stuff. So then we got our dishwashing set up right here. These were like $3 at King Soopers. And we got our soapy water, clean water, trash can. It honestly works perfect. This trailer is amazing. Super light aluminum. I'm very fortunate. It was my dad's trailer. I think it was like 3,000 bucks, but it's only 1,100 pounds. So when you're trying to keep the weight down when you're towing, this is the way to do it. Another key part of overlanding, you might be in the middle of nowhere like out here, so you're gonna need your battery jump starter. I think these were like 75 bucks, and heavy duty air compressor in case you get a flat or something, that was like 80 bucks. Let's go to the kitchen. All right, so one of the keys to our kitchen setup is this $18 adapter to adapt the stove to the big 15-gallon propane tanks that you get filled up for 20 bucks pretty much anywhere. Because those little 1-pound ones are like $3 to $5 and you go through them in like a day or two. So this, honestly, I mean, we didn't even go through half of it in our 2-week trip, so that's amazing. Then we got just a standard Coleman stove. I think it was $44 at Walmart, $40 table at Walmart, cast iron. The 6-gallon water jug. The one thing I would say is we go through almost one of these a day with the two of us, so you're probably gonna want 2 of them. They're like 30 bucks. We really like this style of water container just because they're tall and narrow. They're easy to pack than the big square ones. We tried that and this is much better. And then just the standard $5 Walmart camp chairs. So a lot of people ask, how does the dog work? How can I say that better? A lot of people ask how we get the dog into the rooftop tent, so I will demonstrate that right now. Come here, buddy. This is Mika, our little friend. The first time she didn't like it so much, but now, at this point, she's used to it. It does take a little bit of balance. There we go. And as you'll see, there's tons of room up here where she can sleep. We got our Teton double nest sleeping bag. This thing is amazing, actually. 100 bucks, and it's rated for plus 5 degrees. We haven't been that cold. We've been down to 17, and we're all right, honestly. We were bundled, but it was okay. We got the heater, $75 at Home Depot, just in case it gets too cold, but we honestly don't run this all night. Just when we like first get in up here. Got the little light, and it's honestly really roomy with the two of us and Mika. It works out just fine. This is Mika's little bed down here. So again, this isn't 100% necessary. You could certainly set up a ground tent every time, but the convenience of just getting to your spot, popping a couple clips, and you're good to get in bed is honestly worth it for us. Getting down is admittedly a little bit scarier. We've tried either way, but I found that facing forward is the better way. You just kind of like try and balance as best you can. There, good girl. She loves it. So if my math is correct, all in we've spent about $1,236 to outfit the Cayenne for overlanding. If you then add the tent, $2,400, and the car, $3,000, you're just over $6,600 for a perfectly outfitted overlanding Cayenne, which I think is an amazing deal compared to what else is out there. If you add the trailer for $3,000 and the Miata for $4,000, we're only about $13,600 for really the perfect adventure machine. I don't know what else you'd call it. The Cayenne actually does amazing off-road. We've had to recover the Miata with it a couple of times. The one thing I would like to do eventually is a little bit larger tires. These are 40 ratio R20s and they do fine. It's just if the Miata does get stuck somewhere really crazy, I wouldn't be able to get it. So I would like to upgrade these fairly soon. We're all packed up and converted back to travel mode. We are just heading home, so it's not the most organized, but you kind of get the idea. If we were continuing the trip, we'd probably organize it a little bit better, but everything's got its place. The cooler is now plugged back into the car. The battery also plugged back into the car, charging up. The solar did a really good job yesterday, so it's not that empty. We got clothes, heater, chairs, what's left of our food, dishes. Mika has a big old spot right here where she could chill, but she usually chooses not to. She likes to be right up in our faces, traveling right with us. The tent folds down and packs up in a minute or two. You just pull each side down, strap it in. It's super easy and convenient, which is why we like it and chose it over just like a ground tent. So that's our setup for an overlanding Cayenne pulling an off-road Miata. It's pretty freaking awesome. If you have any questions, let me know.